What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rewind Smack Raw show, where we go ahead and go over the latest happening in the professional wrestling world. This week, we're going to cover mainly the Royal Rumble. We might talk a little NXT Beach Break. We've been off for 2 weeks, so there's a lot to catch you up on. But yeah, I think we're just going to talk about the Rumble a lot today. We're your hosts. My name's Kyle Tyson.
I am RN, aka Mr. 8984, aka the Rand of all rants. I hope you guys should have been in on the watch along last night. I was at my peak performance wise.
Yeah. So for you guys that thank you guys that joined us last night. We actually did a live watch along for the 2022 Royal Rumble premium live event. In which case we had your brother on with us, and may or may not have fallen asleep on air.
That was probably one of the highlights of the night.
Yeah, he kind of accurately represented how we all felt during that men's rumble. I'll say
Literally.
that. Yeah. Listen, you guys, man, this is always a fun show for us to do every week. We took a week off. Myself and RN both had our own little battles with COVID. I think we're both healthy. RN, I never asked if you were feeling better.
Yeah, it took me a while to shake the fatigue. Like the last couple of days, I've been much better, but yeah, most of this week, like it was like literally walking and taking a piss. I felt like I ran a half a mile or some shit. Like it was terrible.
Yeah, I pretty much felt the same way. But so we took a week off. We did shoot. I shot. RN was still out. I did shoot an episode of UWO featuring Warren Hayes, Matt Ritter, and Will Gray. We're going to go ahead. If you didn't catch the live episode of that, we're going to have the replay of it this Wednesday on our YouTube. So make sure that you head on over to YouTube. YouTube.com/SmackedRaw podcast. Hit that like and subscribe button. You know how you do it, that stuff. You share it, you leave the comments, all that fun stuff. Otherwise, you can catch us live every Sunday at 9 p.m. Here on twitch.tv/SmackedRaw. JJ has followed us. Thank you, JJ. How have you not followed us yet?
Right.
JJ's here all the time, man. Thank you. But yeah, that's how you can catch our shows. Otherwise, if you like the audio version, we're pretty much everywhere. In fact, if you find an audio platform that we're not on, just DM me at the Kai Tai Show or at Smacked Raw Pod, and we'll fix that. We'll get on that audio platform as well.
Yeah, I listen to our shows on Spotify mostly.
Yeah. Are you part of that whole Spotify? Well, obviously not, but the whole the boycott Spotify because Joe Rogan is on it.
No.
Yeah.
It's way more offensive stuff than Joe Rogan on Spotify.
Yeah, man. Man's making a shitload of money. That's why we're podcasting. Yeah.
Right.
As much money as that man's making, I want a little bit of that pie. Just a fraction.
Yeah.
Give me a fraction.
Like I said, a quarter of it will be good.
But hey, man, let's go ahead and let's open it up first to the audience here. So before we talk about the Rumble, I put out there on Twitter, I said, we're going to do an AMA section. Let's just do that now, where you guys can drop us some questions for the show. We'll go ahead and get to them. Let me pull these up, man.
It was a lot of them. I was surprised.
Yeah, it started out slow, so I was like reaching out to some of our close friends, and then the momentum picked up. All right, so first one coming in for Marie. She says, Seth Rollins has managed to get into the head of Roman Reigns. Roman got that DQ at the Rumble, and Roman cost Lesnar the title. Do you think the bloodline will implode due to Roman causing more problems than he can handle? Is it time for the bloodline to implode? That's a really good question. Could his insecurities be leading towards the end of the bloodline?
No, I don't think so at all. Because especially now with this point with the swerve with Paul, so we're locked in at least for 2 or 3 months just dealing with that, and we already know that it's going to be Lesnar versus him at Mania. So no, I mean, like I said, and why would you? Like the Usos have been doing their thing. I mean, they're not doing anything different than what they have been doing. Honestly, they're still doing the Uso penitentiary shit, really, just with the bloodline twist. So like I don't see it breaking up anytime soon. Like kind of like the New Day. Like why? Even if they switch back to being faces, like there's literally no reason for them
to turn on Roman anyways, because it's still family. Yeah, it's it's a weird. It would be a difficult thing creatively to make them be at odds ends. Unless the Usos are just getting their asses handed to them week in and week out for Roman's issues, but they hold their own fairly frequently. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like they never really get no one really gets over on them. Like, and if they do, they get their comeuppance either at the end of the show or starting out the next week. So it's like he doesn't really cause them problems. Anything, they've stepped it up since they've been with him. Honestly, like even with like I said, with them doing the Uso penitentiary shit, like they've stepped up the aggression and how they deal with shit way, way more since they've been with the Bloodline than when they weren't. And then especially now with New Day getting back together, albeit for whatever the reasons are. Like I don't see it a breakup anytime soon.
No, same here. That's a good question though. Standing streamer from Putting You Over. He says he's got a couple questions, so we'll go on these rapid fire. Is the brand split ruining WWE?
No.
I'm in the argument for keeping the brand split. I fondly remember what SmackDown looked like 2016 and prior, and SmackDown was just a Raw recap show. There was
Literally.
You never had a reason to tune into SmackDown when they didn't have the brand split.
What killed the brand? What's killing the brand split is the fact that they released over 100 wrestlers.
Yeah,
that's what's good. And the brand split doesn't have anything to do with any of the problems they're having because it's all still one product. It's all still one company. It's all still one creative team for the most part, headed by one person handling everything. So I get what everybody's like hesitancy is to like say things about the brand split and what it is and what it isn't, but like at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with the brand split. Like it gives us more content to speak about, and like you said, like before the brand split, like there was no reason to watch any other show besides Raw.
Yeah,
like and the ratings prove that. Like it was. I'm glad and being at the size roster that they have, the brand split gave enough time for wrestlers where we wouldn't see or we see them once a fucking month get time to shine. Like so.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's not the brand split. It's the people writing for and the fact that there is no roster.
Yeah, they're working on a skeleton crew worth of a roster right now.
Literally.
If Becky chooses Flair and Brock chooses Roman, did Fox win the Rumble? Yeah. That's one way to look at it. It is easy to hate, but name your top 5 positives from the Rumble. I'm going to get into that. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
As far as the things that we did like, because we could sit here and act like some just typical WWE haters, and WWE's Royal Rumble does deserve a lot of criticism.
And the thing about that is too, half of the shit that we love is a part of the stuff that we hate, and vice versa. So it's like you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I said it was straight across the board, even for everything. Because even though we got highs and lows, but the highs and lows were about as bad or as good.
They pretty much canceled each other out the entire
night.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They literally canceled each other out. That's why I said it was straight C across the board me for everything. Like it was flatline.
Justin at Heel Tactics, he says, if it was one thing each you could change to improve each Rumble match last night, what would it be? Okay, I'll improve the men's Rumble. I'll let you improve the women's Rumble. With the men's Rumble, more surprises. Shane McMahon was the biggest surprise return in the Rumble. If Shane's your biggest surprise return,
you got problems.
You didn't have any surprises. So just more surprises, man. Maybe get like an NWA guy in there or an Impact guy in there.
Yeah, that was going to be my thing, like the Forbidden Door. Like, and then for the women's, I wish Ronda didn't win. I mean, especially if she's just going to choose Becky. Like it was almost the same with the men's winners. Like you didn't need them to win either. You didn't need her or Brock to win to get to where we're going for what they have going on. Like Royal Rumble is supposed to be that jumping off point to get a new star or to light a fire under a previous guy's ass that's kind of been falling off. So like, to me, I think they kind of wasted both spots for no reason for two people that didn't need it.
Yeah. No, yeah, it could have been better. Ted Hillbilly Heel. He says, with the Rumble over, where do you see Edge and AJ Styles at Mania? Could you see these two start an angle and arrive at a match? Yeah. Well, I mean, AJ Styles' story arc is pretty much over. His whole thing with Austin Theory is kind of like run its course. It never really was a big angle.
Right.
And of course, Edge, their story arc with Miz and everything, that should be at an end. So, I mean, it's hard to say what they're going to do because they both have blank sheets right now. I know last night on the live stream, I think all of us were in agreement that we want to see Edge and AJ Styles at Mania. I'd love to see that happen.
I mean, Edge even said that. I mean, that was one of his people on his list for sure was AJ.
Yeah, that's what I would like to see happen. Pair those guys up somehow, make it happen. What role will Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, and Sasha Banks play on the road to 38? I like what you said in that.
I mean,
yeah.
If they didn't have anything at the Rumble, they're not going to be a part of the Royal. We might get one or two of them.
We'll get a battle royal. Battle royal. Maybe Sasha gets a storyline. Maybe Sasha gets in one of the championship matches.
She's supposed to be doing something on Raw tomorrow night.
Yeah. So maybe she gets involved in one of the title pictures. But I think the safe bet for them is going to be they'll have the women's battle royal at WrestleMania for all the women that don't have anything to do. And we'll get
hopefully get a women's chamber match.
Maybe, yeah, that's true. Because we got a women's chamber match a couple years ago when Shayna Baszler just destroyed everyone.
Out.
Yeah. We know it's gonna. Bama chimes in. He says we know it's gonna be Brock versus Roman at the main event of WrestleMania. Who should win the chamber match in Saudi to become the number one contender for Bobby Lashley?
I'm saying Seth.
Yeah, just have Seth go over to Bobby.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, yeah. That makes sense. I'd love because his match with Roman, Seth just looks so natural around the title picture right now.
Well, and not even that. Like there is no baby faces that are like anywhere near on a level ready for Bobby, except for Big E, and they traded him to fucking SmackDown. So there's no faces on. I guess you could say maybe Riddle coming off what they had going, but other than that, there aren't any real like faces that have any momentum. Seth's the only one with any momentum, honestly. And I don't mind heel versus heel. Like, and I hate that they take their foot off the gas and try and make us feel something for the other heel. Like, no, let them. The whole point of heel versus heels, let these fuckers be heels. Like, let them fuck each other up. Like, let Seth be weird and creepy. Let Bobby just come out there and take his ass out every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like let the heel shit happen. Let MVP crack him in the back of the head. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The Roman and Seth dynamic was great. I know Bama was initially reserved for that match because it was heel versus heel, man, but we were all into it. When you have a compelling story, people are going to pay attention. I'm
not really talking about the match itself. Like the match was baller. I mean, because it had no choice not to be. But I meant like that last segment with them on SmackDown. Like that was making us kind of sympathetic towards Roman. All the stuff Seth was saying. Then he was pretty much saying, fuck your cousins, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Fuck your bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Like they always do that where they have to slant it one way or another when they do heel versus heel instead of just letting these people be who they are, which Seth is is better as a heel, and so is Bobby. So just let them be assholes to each other, like and let the chips fall where they may. Like, don't give us any type of fucking reason to like one or the other more than the other. Make us hate them both. Because heel heat is just as good as babyface heat. If you know what I'm saying, like let it ride.
There you go. EJ from Squared Circle Countdown wants to know what 5 venues that have never hosted Mania would you like to see hold the annual event? I'm gonna give this to you. I feel like you'll know more big arenas than I will.
I was going to say the same thing to you.
Okay, so how about this? Since I don't
I know a couple. Actually, I do know a couple.
Yeah, go ahead and name a couple. I know. How about this? Let's get one at like the O2 in London. That's one I know off the top of my head. Let's get a WrestleMania over in Europe. Okay, that's a simple one.
I was going to say one in Mexico City too. Honestly.
Oh, that'd be crazy, right?
And I do know in Japan, the Corrigan Hall. Like, there's no reason why we shouldn't have a WrestleMania.
Corrigan Hall or Tokyo Dome.
Or Tokyo
Mania at Tokyo Dome. That would be nuts to see. Yeah, do that.
And then I was trying to think. I like what one of them said. Lucas Oil Stadium. Like, that's a nice stadium.
Yeah.
And just everything downtown. And they've already had a Super Bowl there, so like they're set up to be able to handle all the shit that comes with WrestleMania. Like,
there's a couple.
Their infrastructure's ready to go.
Yeah, there you go. There's a couple. I probably would hold off on Mexico City though, just because the elevation would freaking gas people out so quickly. I go like there's a reason why you don't see UFC there, because the last time UFC went to Mexico City, like everybody gassed. There were fighters that were quitting in the middle of rounds because they were so exhausted. The elevation
they kind of have that with Denver too.
yeah, the elevation just killed them, man. And then also the other half of Squared Circle Countdown, John Bromley, from Game Changer Countdown, would like to know, if you had the pencil to book 5 major matches for WrestleMania, what matches would you book? Who would go over? Okay, let's get AJ Styles and Edge. I'm going to give it to AJ to go over Edge.
I'm going to go. Really, I'm going to go Bobby and Lesnar, and again, and Bobby goes over with having an actual fucking match, no Swazi shit, no Suplex City, and then you know what I'm saying, like legit match for it.
Yeah, Becky and Bianca. Bianca gets her revenge for SummerSlam. That's another easy one. Yeah. You need an attraction match. Like, what about this? Like, what about?
Oh, I got one.
Okay.
Ray versus Dominic.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ray versus Dominic. Who wins?
I'd put Dominic over.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. How about this? Street Profits, Viking Raiders, and give me another athletic tag team. Oh, American Academy, American Alpha, whatever.
American Alpha, or whatever. Yeah,
TLC match. For TLC ladder tag team match.
Yeah, I'd do that, because that's the thing. Like, and we never get to see it because they fucking just completely buried the Viking Raiders with their own terrible gimmick. Like they were how did they bury them with what they already were doing?
Yeah,
but like they're way more athletic and fucking. That would be dope seeing them come off those ladders and shit, bro. Like,
oh yeah, they would do that. We'd get Air Ivar.
Here's that. What's that? 3?
That's 4. That's 4. That's one 4. More.
So who's our? I'd do Shayna versus Ronda.
There you go. Boom. 5 matches. Who wins?
I'd put Shayna over just to get her going.
Nice. Okay. And then lastly from JJ. Well, actually, no. I got 2 more. JJ says, out of all the participants that were in both the Rumble matches, so we have to use the existing members of the Rumble matches, if we could rebook the winners. My go-to is Big E and Bianca Belair. Those are my 2.
Yeah, fine. I mean, those who I picked anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Those were the winners that I picked if Ronda and Brock did not compete, and then ultimately,
actually, you know what? I'm taking that back. I'm gonna go Riddle. So then we could do Riddle versus Brock.
There you go, man. There you go. And then lastly, Will Gray from Botch Spots and Chair Shots. Shout out to Will Gray also for kicking cancer's ass. He's rounding out his last chemo treatments. He's in remission now. He's just getting through his last chemo treatments as kind of like a precaution, but he's all but beat cancer, man. Congrats to him.
That's fucking dope, man. Congrats, man.
Yeah.
Happy for you.
He says, we know it's Roman and Lesnar at Mania for the Universal title, but what about the WWE title? Okay, we already said this. Seth and Bobby.
Yep.
All right, cool, man. So thank you guys for those questions. If I didn't get yours, it was either like really inappropriate or I just missed it by mistake. My bad. And
I think that was pretty much most of them.
Yeah.
At least the ones within the last couple hours.
But if you guys ever want, man, just drop us a comment, a DM, whatever, over on @SmackDrawPod, and we'll go ahead and throw it up on air. I'll probably put like one of these notices up weekly, anyways, because it's always good and it's easy content. Let's talk about the Royal Rumble, man. You said we've already kind of said it. You said mid C for you. Me, I feel like it was ups and downs. Like for every cool thing they did, there was like something I just really didn't like. Like I loved the dynamic of Seth and Roman. I loved the storytelling, Seth being in his head. I loved that whole aspect. Seth essentially having a counter for everything Roman threw at him.
Yep.
But I hated that they just went out on a DQ finish. Like I was just not a fan of that. And I know what some people say.
Bro, you're saying the same thing I'm saying. It's mid because all the good canceled out all the bad got canceled out by the good and vice versa. So you're literally saying what I'm saying. It's C is average. Like it's just across the board. Like they literally canceled every good thing they did. They canceled out with something horrendously stupid.
Now, like, so here's the one thing where I'll admit I'm wrong, and it's only going to be for this one match. I do not think I'll be wrong for any other matches that I share this opinion on. But, you know, a DQ is good for storytelling, and it had Roman being booed, but that's only going to be good if we revisit this.
Yeah, they're not on the same show. Like, it made no sense.
Yeah, they're not on the same show, and everything looks like we're getting Roman and Brock instead.
Not even that. It would have made more sense, too, if Seth was a fucking babyface, because he didn't tap out.
Yeah, he passed
So you make
out.
him look like, you make him look, he doesn't look weak to Roman. You still keep him propped up, and you keep him moving, but he's not a babyface, and they're not on the same show. So nothing about that finish made fucking sense at all. Yeah. And then on top of it, you know what I'm saying, the rope break and all that stuff, like that's not the type of technically I wouldn't have wanted that to be the way it was a disqualification anyway, because most matches the ref would pull him off or kick his arm, you know what I'm saying, like do something.
Roman easily could have just gone for the chair when Seth was prone. Like Seth could have kicked out of a spear or something, but was still laid out, and Roman just took the chair to him. Even that would have been a better
especially if you're going to
DQ.
do the chair spot too. That's another thing too. Like why do that and then do the chair spot? Like the chair spot should have just been where it went. Like finally, you'd already been playing up the fucking mind games and shit. So finally, he just pushed him to a point where Roman snapped and just beat the shit out of him.
I did appreciate the Easter egg that, like, almost frame for frame, that initial chair shot that Seth took looked almost completely identical to the one he gave Roman when they broke up, even all the way to Seth falling through the ropes the way he did. No, they planned that part out to where they're going to be able to run the clip of Seth breaking up the Shield and the clip of him eating that chair and show.
And all that boils down to is the fact that these are two students at a game and they're two best friends. Because you can't get some of this shit that they get off without somebody saying like, "Go ahead, say it, bro," or like, you know what, lay that shit into me. And that's what I like when friends, especially when they're in rivalries against each other, when you know they're really best friends and brothers, they don't fucking hold back. There's nothing's off the table as far as what they can say in the promos. You can beat the brakes off me with a fucking chair and bloody me up, give me a concussion, and it's all good because we're brothers and I know it's going to look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why this feud worked, is because both of them are so good. And the fact that the gloves are off when you're in there with somebody you trust explicitly with your life in the ring and, you know what I'm saying, your health in the ring.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just, we just got fucked up with WWE always overbooking everything and doing something stupid.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was, because, I mean, up until that point, the match was fantastic. Like, I loved, like, once again, the storytelling, Seth coming out in the Shield gear, the Shield music, having all the counters, laughing at Roman, going for the fist bump, doing the Shield bomb through the table, even the name dropping of Moxley and Ambrose by commentary. The storytelling was top notch.
The best thing to me was Roman, like, looking for him.
Yeah.
When the music came on, he was like looking down the aisle, like seeing like, where the fuck is he?
Where is he going? I mean, dude, he had a long walk through that audience. Like, that was a big arena for him to make his way to that to the ring. Because I went back and watched that match a second time when Jess got home, because that was the only one she missed. So we watched it again together. So moving on, no real complaints on my end with the mixed tag match. I thought that match was booked as good as it could. Oh shit, I forgot the game's going too. JJ just said fumble.
Now they just did a tip. Jimmy Garoppolo just can't catch a fucking break.
Oh man. We
just tipped and got an interception.
If you're watching the replay, the Bengals have already won the AFC Championship, and right now the Chargers.
My girlfriend and all my friends, they're all going fucking ape shit over.
They are?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I have it on my phone now. Yeah, Jimmy. Damn, Jimmy. Oh, even tried.
This one wasn't his fault, though. I mean, yeah, this one wasn't his fault.
That's a bad interception, man. Well, anyways, back to what we're doing.
Oh, never mind. I didn't see he was falling. I just saw the pass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck, Jimmy's gone.
That's a bad.
He's gone.
That was a bad choice, man.
Yeah, that was terrible.
What's the score right now? 20,
20 to
20 to 17,
17.
and
The Rams just got the ball
Rams
back
got,
on like the
oh,
5 yard
that's a
line.
lock. Yeah. So the Rams looks like it's going to be the Rams and the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
go,
They just took a knee
OBJ.
for the win. Okay, cool. Anyways, back to the wrestling podcast. Oh yeah, the mixed tag match. I had no complaints. I thought it was fun. Looks like everybody had fun. We got a double glam slam in there.
I mean, I can't shit on it. Like it wasn't. I really could care less about it. But like you said, it gave us everything we wanted. We got Beth fucking manhandling Miz and stuff and everything like that.
Just
like,
powerbombed the hell out of him. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, it wasn't like I can't even shit on it. Like normally I would find something to, but like you said, it was again. It's just the style of the pay per view. Like it was good. Like wasn't good. Yeah. It wasn't knock you out your seat, but it also wasn't terrible, which it definitely had. It definitely could have been.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
now I'll say this. Like I said, we all came to the same agreement on the live stream. Like that's it, man. The Edge Miz saga is done. Like, please be done. Let these guys move on. Let Edge start going after these dream matches like AJ Styles, and let the Miz do whatever he's gonna do until he gets to go back towards that Intercontinental title picture. Yeah, I'll say so. Brock versus Lashley. This is a controversial one right here. Okay, this is my take. So Brock versus Lashley. It started out with Lashley getting some offense on Brock to Brock's surprise, but after a couple minutes, essentially they were trying to write out. It was like they tried to combine the WrestleMania match between Brock and Goldberg, where it was just like a car crash happening at high speed. But they also had like the one-sided Suplex City angle of Brock versus Cena at SummerSlam. And Lashley, by the end of the match, had pretty much been manhandled 75% of the match.
Mouth bloody, everything.
Yeah.
Like 15 suplexes. Like, that shit was like, it literally, like, I know in their mind, they thought that was like making Bobby look tough and all that shit. Like, no, you literally just downgraded your your other world champion. You destroyed a match that we've all been waiting for over a decade and actually were excited about and wanted to see.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just like, I hate to even bring the black shit up, but like, it just seems like anytime Brock's in there with somebody of color, it always ends up on some bullshit. So like I'm sorry, it feels like that. I know it's not probably that, but it just feels that way. I mean, look at the shit with, Big E, Kofi, now Bobby. Like it just feels like he has
a track record at this point.
Like, and I hate to be the race guy. Like I've been trying to steer away from that since we've been on the rewind. I've been trying to steer away from the race car and shit, just keeping it. But like to me, with that, like it always feels like something else with Brock. Like I don't want to say he's racist. I really don't think he is racist, but like,
well, he's not booking the matches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know
like
I don't
think
he's
they
not
think
booking him.
And he doesn't give a fuck. That's the thing. Like I would feel more away towards it if I knew he really gave a fuck, but he doesn't. Like as long as he thinks it makes sense and that check clears, he's gonna do whatever they ask him to do. And I think that's why like I haven't really like brought the hammer down on it and shit when everything, because like at the end of the day, Fox wanted him to beat Kofi. Roman got fucking COVID, so that he had to beat Big E. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all reasons and justifiable reasons, but like it still just kind of rubs me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like
right. JJ says she thought Lashley and Lesnar was going to be for only going to go 5 minutes, and she was wrong. Yeah, I mean, that's what you kind of thought. Like, so here's my thing too, because how I complained about the DQ finish in the Seth and Roman match. The way this match plays out is essentially after the initial part where Bobby Lashley gets some surprising offense on Brock, suplexing him, showing he's just as powerful as Brock is. He eventually goes for a spear through the barricade. Brock sidesteps him and then begins to take him to Suplex City. I think we counted somewhere in the ballpark of 8 to 12 German suplexes.
Yeah.
And Bobby was completely beat up. And then we get the DQ finish. Roman comes out, Brock goes to give a F5 to Bobby Lashley. The ref takes a bump. Roman comes out, Roman
They
comes
did the
out.
corner.
Spears,
They did the corner spot first, then they did the F5 spot.
yeah, but Roman spears Brock, goes over to Paul Heyman, tells Paul Heyman to give him the belt. Paul sides with Roman. Ultimately, Roman hits Brock with the belt. Bobby Lashley covers him. That I don't mind. Like it makes all the sense in the world for what they're trying to do. You could have had, though, that Haas battle that was 50-50. But instead, and now granted, I know some people, their logic is going to be, well, it's a bigger heel turn on Brock since he was going to win the match. You know, that he so clearly was going to win. And part of me understands that. But the other part of me is like, there's no way you didn't understand the hype between these two guys and how evenly and parallel their careers have been.
Right.
Then, to make it kind of like a lopsided affair just felt cheap. Like, it just in my mind, I would have loved to see a more even battle, like a more even.
Yeah, as much as we keep saying this, it was just lazy booking, and then on top of it, the fucking cherry on top of all of that, then you have Brock go into the Rumble and win for no reason when he already has a reason to jump back to SmackDown and go after Roman in the title.
He's a free agent. He can go wherever he wants.
He can go wherever the fuck he wants to put himself in any match he wants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally them doing overkill always. Like you said, I don't mind the suave finish. I expected it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I even expected it in the Roman Seth match.
We knew it was happening in one or the other.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna. I expected it in both. At least one for sure. Mm-hmm. So that's not an issue at all. Like I expected, but I wanted them like JJ said, 5 minutes, even 10 minutes of them just beating the shit out of each other. And then you get the swap. Like, I'm cool with that. But like Bobby literally ate about 15 fucking suplexes before Roman finally came out. Like
I hope that WWE understands the level of hype between this matchup and we can revisit it again.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, I hope so. So that just leaves us now. I think just Becky and Doudrop. The match was decent. Doudrop had a scary bump where she did a cannonball spot into the stairs and her neck folded. That looked scary as hell. Doudrop, don't do that. Like honestly, be more careful with the damn.
But being that she is a bigger girl and really doesn't have a neck, like, and I'm not even saying that to be funny. Like, I feel like that's probably what made that where it wasn't a bigger issue than what it could have been.
Oh man, it looks scary.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know if you watch the thing, like you might think I'm trying to be funny, but I'm really not. Like that. I mean, anybody will tell you, like, if you work out and you literally have those like no neck, you can't really hurt your neck and snap your neck if your neck's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. But Becky won with the manhandle slam. Off the second rope, which was actually a pretty awesome spot, and it was a good match. It was
a good. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
The only complaint I would say about the match is the fact that Becky was fighting from underneath like a baby face when she was the heel. Yeah. When they both were heels, really.
Honestly, her gear was more noteworthy than the match, though. I'm not gonna lie. That jacket with the goats on it and her hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Becky looked like $1 million last night.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, again, like they always have to make it to where they can't just be two heels. Like, we didn't need to feel any sympathy for Becky. Becky's the man. Becky's big time Becky. She should just went there and just whooped her ass and punched her and kicked her and did whatever she could to get the win. You know what I'm saying? And Doudrop should have been trying to fucking fold her up every chance she get. Like, we didn't need to Becky fucking like trying to pick her up and all that shit. Like, they were making us feel sympathy for Becky when there's no reason to in any way, shape, or form.
Not right now, at least. That's for sure. But once again, the match wasn't terrible. It just was,
not at all.
You know,
it was. I don't think it should have. That wasn't a pay-per-view quality match.
It was a great main event match of Raw. I'll give it that. Exactly. Like you throw that on as the main event of Raw, and that match
would have been a banger.
The
internet would have went fucking nuts for that match. If that was, like you said, if that was the go home match, or like maybe even tomorrow night's main event, you know what I'm saying, coming off of it, the internet will fucking eat that match up. But like for it being a Royal Rumble match, like I said, it was mid. The entire thing was mid. All of it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to have a title match for the sake of having a title match, and that was kind of that spot. All right, so that leaves us the two Rumble matches. The women's match, The women's match was awesome. I don't know if I put it as the best out of the they've had 5 Rumble matches now.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't remember, honestly. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But by no means, I don't want to talk down about this, man. They gave us a lot. Mickie James was an obvious highlight. She came out with the title. She had the graphic Impact Knockout Champion. WWE seemed to act. They seemed to treat her like it mattered. Now, they didn't go above and beyond for her. They gave her a couple cool spots. Like she went straight after Michelle McCool for the Piggy James stuff back in the day. So they gave her that initial highlight, and then she kind of just faded to the background. She was in the Rumble for a while. Ultimately, who was she eliminated by, though?
I don't even remember. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I remember the only thing I really remember more so was the interview she did after the fact, and the fact how they let her talk about the Impact World Championship and shit she had going on and everything like that. Like I was kind of floored on that, and them giving her that interview and stuff and everything. But other than that, I mean, it was mid too. Like we know, I called this. Like I said, it's gonna be okay. I said it'd be a big deal if they let her come out with the belt and like have on the screen Impact World Champion, which they did. So
yeah,
all of this was just a Mickie James apology tour. That's it.
It was. I liked it, man. I liked it.
Yeah,
it was neat. I'd like to see WWE do this more often. Bring in outside talent, give them a little highlight. I'm not saying they have to bend their will, but to these other companies. But it is nice to see them playing nice, because that just seems like the thing in pro wrestling in 2022 is going to be these companies are going to start mingling with each other a little bit more,
right?
And hopefully we get more moments like that. The only real complaint I had about the Women's Rumble, I'm not going to lie, was they reunited Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan, by the way, was in the Rumble for a long time. And literally with less than 10 seconds after they reunite 2 parts of the Riot Squad, they are then eliminated by the Bella Twins. And WWE reminds us how much they value the Bella Twins over their current roster. And and even their previous roster, and I thought that was pretty ass. I'm not saying that the Bella Twins.
How many times did they feed the Riot Squad to the Bellas and Nikki Bella?
Yeah,
like it
ain't nothing new. I'm not even saying that the Bellas shouldn't have eliminated them, but like you literally gave us like not even 10 seconds. Like imagine when Edge and Christian hugged. You know, when they reunited, and
Sarah Logan still had that mama weight on though. She didn't look like she was ready to put some work in.
Well, I'm saying is you could have.
No offense, but I mean,
they could have had a couple minutes, man. That's all I'm saying. They could have had a couple minutes. But other than that, I mean, Lita looked good. Lita was almost in the final 4. She looked good. I wasn't really a fan of it coming down to Charlotte and Ronda, because Ronda came back in this 28 spot, and And yeah, it came down to those two, and it was like, I don't really want either of these women to win. But
and then on top of that too, like you didn't need Ronda to win the Royal Rumble to get to where you needed to go to.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get that her and Brock have the mainstream appeal. They're the easiest people to market to outside non-wrestling outlets. You know, they're easier to market. But like I said, the Women's Rumble in a whole had a nice flow to it, a good pace to it. There was some genuine fun surprises. I mean, dude, Mighty Molly coming out and then getting blindsided by Nikki ASH. We all popped for that. That jump had us rolling.
No, the women's Rumble was I don't want to say it was awesome, but it was very good.
It was a highlight of the entire event. It was very much a highlight of the event. And then we got the Men's Rumble. And this is where there was like almost nothing actively bad. However, there was like nothing.
That was the Andre the Giant
good.
Battle.
Yeah.
It was literally the Andre the Giant battle.
Dude, like we said, like we didn't get no Corey Graves. We didn't get Braun Strowman. We didn't get Bray Wyatt. We didn't get any Forbidden Door. The biggest surprise return we got was Shane McMahon, who then went on to eliminate Kevin Owens to rehash one of the most infuriating feuds of just the most of recent years. And we covered that. Like, that was stuff that smacked Raw. Like, we came on here and we would be ranting and being frustrated on so many SmackDown recaps.
And then, not even then that. And then we finally got Brock in the ring with Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle. yeah, he's going to love hearing that.
Right. And then he just literally caught him in midair and just threw him over the top rope.
Yeah, so he killed all the hardcore IWC fantasy booking there.
It was, like I said, it was just I don't know. And then like Finn Balor, like it was just like random shit that didn't, like, the only bright spots, and I can't believe I'm saying this, is Bad Bunny and Johnny Knoxville. Yeah. Johnny Knoxville took this shit just as seriously as Bad Bunny did. Like, he looked fucking good in the Royal Rumble.
For a 50-year-old dude who's probably broken down and beaten, one of the only people that might be more broken down than an actual professional wrestler in his 50s.
Exactly.
He
took it serious. Like, I was thoroughly surprised. He
threw a hell of a forearm. He knocked AJ Styles back into Impact. Yeah. With a forearm that he gave him.
I couldn't believe how good he looked. And then, like I said, again, Bad Bunny, like, I love Bad Bunny. Like, I just do it. Like, when he comes, like, and I'm normally not into the celebrity shit, but like, he took it seriously. He gave a fuck about it. Like, and he looks believable. You know what I'm saying? I hate his outfits that he wears. Like, he has to be hot as fuck coming in with those flannel, with those thermals and jeans and shit and fucking winter gloves. But like, that's literally the only, I can honestly tell, those are the only things I really remember about the Men's Rumble is Johnny Knoxville, Bad Bunny, and then not to mention Bad Bunny almost making it to the fucking Final Four.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, only to be eliminated by Brock. We didn't get Kane. That bummed me out. I really wanted to see Kane come in and get a nice send-off in front of fans. Although I'm sure he'll be back at another Rumble. He could be wheeled out at 60 and do a Rumble match. Brock came out and you could feel the air just kind of deflate out of the entire arena. Everyone knew what the score was. It was the same thing like when Roman came out in 2016. I think that was the year. It was 2014, 2015, one of those years. Yeah. And not even The Rock could turn the attitude around. Like, everybody just crapped on it because they knew.
No one popped. Like, it literally let all the air out the fucking building. Like, legit. Yeah, it is. It's just because you have kind of like a more smarky fan base there, and it's like, okay, we know what's up. We know these are the corporate picks. These are just, it's just they're the biggest stars and everything. So, like, it wasn't even like clever or anything. Like, they could at least show them like whoop somebody's ass and like steal their spot, or like going to Vince's office and saying like, nah, I'm in 30 now. Like, just like give us something, not just for 30, here's Brock. What sense did it make for Brock to be in there? You would think all the picks are determined by the time of the match. You're not still having people earn their spots mid-match. So what sense did it make for Brock to come out at number 30? Like, all you had to do was that Nia Jax spot. Like, have him beat up somebody, injure someone in the back. Give us that's something. What I'm saying, yeah. But and then not even that, like, that he's going against Roman after Roman just cost him the fucking title. So it's like, and I know that everything's supposed to be like trips to Mania or whatever, but you still could have propped somebody else up and they lost their opportunity at Elimination Chamber, or some shit happened like with Corbin and Cena. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's ways you could have got it to where you still got Brock and Ronda at fucking Mania, but like, doing it this way just made no sense to me. Like, it was overbooked and like just blah. Like, I mean, like I said, it was mid as shit. Like, this is literally probably my favorite pay-per-view of the year, and it was just like, no, and that's what hurts the most too. Right? Is this is like one of the, like, the hardcore fans most looked forward to pay-per-views every year, just because of the excitement, the
unpredictability aspect of it. You know, it's just as big as Mania, arguably. You know, you're doing baseball stadiums and stuff in this,
Right.
so it's still it's a legit great event. And then when it delivers a C, it hurts more than say like a B level pay per view like Payback being a C. You're like, okay, well at least it's Payback. But when it's the Royal Rumble and you're like, you walk out of it just deflated, it makes it sting just that much more. Yeah, and I mean that's pretty much it. I mean that kind of covers the entire event.
That's it.
Now I will say this: so as predictable as the Rumble was, I kind of knew it was gonna be. So a friend of the show, Wednesday Night Wallop. I've been a guest on their show a couple times, covering WWE events and actually UFC. They held a predictions pool. I went on, I filled out this Google form. It had a ton of questions. And I crushed it, man. I killed it. I won the whole thing. Right.
Oh, did you? I didn't know you won.
Yeah, I won the whole thing. I beat everybody out by like a landslide. But there was like 11 points between me and second place. Like I killed it. So what I found out is that Kyle and why is his name? Of course, your name would slip my mind right as I'm about to announce this. Give me 1 second. Kyle and Rylan. That's right, Rylan. Rylan's who I've worked with in the past. I have won the ability to determine what WrestleMania show they get to cover as far as one of their retro reviews. And I have chosen WrestleMania 2. The famous WrestleMania that saw, I believe, Hulk Hogan and King Kong Bundy in a steel cage match. And if I'm wrong, fuck it. But this is also the WrestleMania that was held in 3 different venues, had some of the worst commentating, and is overall regarded one of the worst Manias ever done. And it was also, on a side note, the only WrestleMania to ever take place not on a Sunday. Up until the 2020 where we had 2 events. So that was an interesting little Easter egg about that event. But yes, Kyle and Rylan over at Wednesday Night Wallop, you guys are going to be covering WrestleMania 2. You're very welcome. I can't wait to win another predictions pool. All right, man. I think that's it for us. If you guys want some good wrestling, honestly, Beach Break and Rampage was pretty dope too. Ladder match, Cody and Sammy Guevara freaking crushed it. That match was crazy as hell.
Yeah, that was the dope ass match.
Yeah, and they had a main event. Who was the main event that night too? Because they definitely overshadowed.
It was Adam Cole and
Orange Cassidy, lights out match. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch that. I missed that one.
That lights out match was, unlike all the other ones, which were like borderline gritty, violent, this one was like just like a really fun no DQ match. So it definitely tones down the blood and violence, but it has some awesome spots, and Adam Cole almost fucking dies. But yeah,
I'm actually gonna go watch it as soon as we get done.
Hell yeah. And then, so yeah. Thank you guys for joining us and supporting us like you guys always do. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/SmackDrop Podcast. And then we also have PayPal, paypal.me/SmackDropPod. If you could support us over there, we're going to be revamping our reward tiers. If you are a new subscriber, we will shout you out on air, make a graphic for your name. And then if we update the reward tiers, not only will you get the reward tier from when you initially sign on, but you'll also get the new reward tier once we revamp it here soon. JJ says, or bits. JJ, listen. I'm still new. I don't know what they are. I know they're good. I know there's some form of currency. I will do my research, JJ. We'll take bits too. From what I gather, they do translate to money somehow. yeah, subscribe to our Twitch channel and send us bits like JJ does, even though I have no idea what they are. And but yeah, you guys, thank you, and then enjoy the newest segment of our rewind show. This dude, I can't wait. RN, you know what this is?
Fire.
Oh man. So, okay. JJ says every 100 bits equals $1. Hell yeah, I'll take it. All the bits. Give me all the bits.
All the bits.
All the bits, man. So every week now, when the rewind goes off air, instead of replaying our intro, we have a good friend of the show. His name is Justin. His Twitter handle is @HeelTactics_. We will be playing his Sunday Night Heat beat of the week, in which case he's taking a classic wrestler from the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression era and remixed to like a really awesome beat. He's the guy that did our intro. He's also done intros for Katie Bebe over at She Leet Podcast, or She Leet Showcase, excuse me. Along with a lot of other people's stuff, man. The man's fantastic. Yeah. Support him on Twitter. Share his stuff. He does this for free. He's awesome. And without further ado, here is your Sunday Night Heat beat of the week. Y'all have a good one.
See y'all next week.